Hello, Broadbent and Broadbent. I'm afraid Mr. Broadbent's in a meeting at the moment. Is there a number he could call you back on in about 10 minutes? Right. I see, yes. A car phone. Yes, I thought it was. And do you know where your car will be in about 10 minutes?
At 9 o'clock on a Thursday morning, the High Street in Alderley Edge in Cheshire is a bustling, busy street, High Street. With Manchester just a few miles to the north, it's a prosperous, comfortable town in an area of Cheshire that's been called the Surrey of the North, except by people who live in places like Sussex, for whom the Surrey of the North is Surrey.
Oh, hello, yes, it's Val here from Broadbent and Broadbent. Hello. Yes, just to say that your contract has come through this morning. That's right, yes. Yes, well, your wife sounded very pleased, obviously. Sorry, ex-wife, I should say now, of course. Hello. Hello, Mr. Hawkins. Hello.
From the outside, number 64 looks very much like any other mid-Victorian terraced family house. From the inside, though, it looks quite different. It's a very obvious thing to say, really. The small family firm of solicitors, which has been here since 1875, was known simply as Broadbents, until 12 years ago, when Graham Broadbent, great-grandson of the original founder, married. His new wife, Nicola, also a solicitor, was keen to have her name represented in the title, and since she was now called Broadbent too, the name was altered to Broadbent and Broadbent.
Good morning, can I help you?
Hello, yes, I'm just waiting for Graham Broadbent.
I'm afraid Mr. Broadbent's in a meeting at the moment. Is there somewhere where he can contact you in about 10 minutes?
Well, I mean, here.
OK. There. That's fine. Have you got an appointment? I'm just looking in his diary.
Yes, 9:15.
Oh dear, no, he's already got an appointment at 9:15.
Right, look, it's Roy Mallard. Didn't I speak to you on the phone yesterday to confirm the appointment?
I don't know. Who would it have been if it wasn't you?
No. Right, look. 9:15, today, Roy Mallard, BBC Radio 4, People Like Us.
I'm sorry, I can't understand that, Mr. Mabbitt. I just don't think there are enough verbs in it. Excuse me a moment.
Yes.
Yes, Graham. That's right, yes. Well, I suppose it must be, yes, so you'd never guess it to look at him. All right, then, I'll tell him. Yes, certainly.
Like many a small solicitor's practice up and down the country, there's a familiar combination of the old and the new in the quietly busy front office. Graham's secretary, Val, had made a cup of coffee, eventually, and I was just about to drink it when I felt an unexpected tap on the shoulder and turned to see...
Mr. Mallard, hello.
Hello. Yes, it's Mallard.
Nicola Broadbent.
Oh, right, yes, hello.
Sorry if I kept you waiting.
Oh, that's all right. No, in fact, I think I'm seeing Graham first anyway.
No, you're not.
Ah.
Are you all right there?
Yes, but I mean, most of it went on your carpet, I'm afraid.
A lot of it went on your shirt.
Where?
There.
Oh, well, I mean, that's not...
And there.
Oh, right.
And there, look.
Oh, yes. Nicola Broadbent's second-floor office is on the third storey of... it's at the top of the building, overlooking the busy High Street, which is below, obviously.
And agreed that we should be able to get the instructions to her solicitors by Monday at the latest, full stop. I'm now going to rewind and listen to what I've said, and if it's all right, I'll carry on again in a minute. By Monday at the latest, full stop. I'm now going to rewind and listen to what I've said, and if it's all right, I'll carry on again in a minute. Good, that sounds fine. I'll be with you in a moment.
Right.
I have now pushed the red switch and I've started again. Finally got hold of Robert Melford in Chambers to talk about the Atkinson case, full stop. Suggested to him that in the particulars which he put out as on the 28th, fourth paragraph, page 2, herein should be replaced by hereout and aforementioned by herein. And if, by if and only then. No. By if and only then, if is meant, if, then, if and only if is meant, if batteries are gone.
Right. So there are, how many, 5 of you in the firm altogether?
Yes, 5, that's right. You don't mind if I carry on with this, do you?
No, of course not.
I'm just in the process of end-loading a database package for the entirety of our software records, and I want to seek to ensure that all our clients have been inputted alphabetically.
I see, yeah. But won't the computer do that for you automatically?
No, you have to press all these buttons.
Right, I see, yeah. So, when you say...
Janice, I'm very busy at the moment. No, I'm just saying I'm very busy at the moment. Right. Yes, so there are 5 of us. Myself and Graham are partners.
Oh, I see. So, really, you're partners in 2 senses then, aren't you?
You mean sexually as well?
Well, suppose I was. You know, I was thinking of you being married.
Well, that's 3 senses then, if you count being married.
Well,
Are you married yourself?
I am, yes.
Really?
Yes, I am, yes.
God. So, yes, there's myself and Graham, as aforesaid, and then there are 3 fee earners.
3 fee earners? Gosh, really? Doesn't that get confusing?
No, fee earners.
Oh, sorry, I see. Yeah, so what exactly is a fee earner?
Well, partners take a share of the profits or losses of the firm, whereas fee earners... Excuse me. Hello, yes, Janice. Right. Can you tell him I'll get back to him on that one? But basically, she's now claiming persistent non-consummation, and I'm going to argue that the fact that it was at least persistent ought to count in his favour. Well, tell him to put it on one side of A4 and fax it through by fax, all right? Whereas fee earners earn fees.
Do they?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, my God. Oh, why is it doing that? I can't believe it. Not again. It's a £2,000 printer.
What?
It's supposed to be desktop publishing standard. It keeps coming out like some awful sort of scrawly handwriting.
It's a fax machine.
Pardon?
I mean, look, this is a printer.
I'm just going to look whether there's anyone knocking at the door.
I can't hear anyone.
No, neither can I. That's why I'm going to look.
There wasn't anyone knocking at the door of Nicola's office, but whilst it was open, I took the opportunity to go through it and off down the stairs. Graham Broadbent's office is at the back of the building, along a narrow hallway leading from the front office to his office. His secretary, Val, pointed me in the right direction by walking in front of me until we reached the door. Does he know that I'm here?
I doubt it. It's quite a thick door.
Right, no. Well, I'll just knock and go in then, shall I?
I'll just tell him if you like.
Graham!
Hello?
Mr. Mallard's here.
It's Mallard.
He's going to knock and then come in. Okay?
Right, yes, thanks. Hello. Graham Broadbent's office is like an island in the middle of a sea of water. A calm island is what I meant. In the middle of a whirlwind of, well, I suppose a whirlpool, really, since it's water. A whirlpool of busy shipping. Except, well, there wouldn't be an island in a whirlpool. Or much shipping, of course. Unless it had somehow, by some sort of accident, Hello.
Hello. Oh, shall I get your cloth?
No, this shirt dries off pretty quickly, and I don't take sugar, so it's not really all that sticky.
What about your trousers, though?
Where?
Oh, there.
No, I know where my trousers are. I didn't realise I got it there as well.
Look.
Oh, well, that's nothing.
And there, look.
Oh, yes, well.
And hold your arms out a minute.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I'll get Val to bring you a cloth before it starts to dry in.
No, really, I don't want to cause you any trouble.
No trouble. Val, can you just bring in some sort of damp cloth a minute? Oh, no, that crossed my mind too, but apparently it's coffee.
Since his next client wasn't due to arrive for about another 10 minutes, there was time, about 10 minutes, for me to ask Graham a little bit about how he saw his job. So, I forgot to ask you a little bit about how you see your job.
Yes, of course. My next client doesn't arrive for about another 10 minutes.
Right, so is there a particular...
Sorry, could you just don't cross your legs?
Sorry, yes, of course.
Thank you.
Is there a particular area of work that you specialise in?
I think I'm quite good at trousers in general, really.
Yes, and Graham, is there a particular area of work that you specialise in?
Well, I tend to do a lot of matrimonial work.
I see, right. Matrimonial work is actually another word for divorce, isn't it?
It's 2 words.
Sorry, yes, another 2 words.
Sorry.
It's all right.
And then I do some personal injury as well.
Really? What do you mean when you can't sort it out legally? Isn't that a bit...
I deal with people who want to bring an action as a result of some personal injury or other.
Oh, yes, I see. So, is this a typical sort of day for you?
Well, I've never seen Val do that before.
No, but are you seeing clients most of the time, or do you...
Well, it's a mixture, really.
Mixture.
I might see perhaps 3 or 4 clients. There might be a hearing in court to attend.
Really?
And there's a constant volume of paperwork generated by the cases I'm handling.
And what about the phone?
Well, it's an interesting statistic that a solicitor is interrupted by a phone call on average once every 8... Excuse me.
Right.
Hello? Hang on, Janice. I think I can check that for you. And/or. That's okay.
Yes, so I would imagine it's... I wouldn't worry about that bit. I don't think anybody's going to see it.
It's okay, it's no trouble.
Right, okay. So, I would imagine it's quite stressful, really.
Well, it can be, yes. Excuse me. Hello? Oh, yes, hello. Yes. No. Yes? No. I'll put something in writing for you as well. Not at all. That was my wife. says she's very busy, but she's expecting you in her office soon.
But I mean, I thought I was with you for this bit, aren't I? I mean, I was hoping to be able to talk to you over coffee. Well, perhaps, one or two biscuits as well?
I'd just do it, really.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's just about got it all now, unless there are any bits I haven't seen.
No, there aren't, no.
Hello, I'm busy.
Oh, well, I'll just go and... Gosh, yes, that is busy. Yes, very,
I thought you might like to sit in on this consultation now and perhaps for a few minutes subsequent.
Right, well, that would be...
This is Mrs. Carter. Hello.
Hello,
This is
Roy
the
Mallard.
Mr. Mallard I mentioned to you.
Mallard, hello.
Hello. Are they dry now?
Yes, thanks.
I met her once at some crappy office dinner of his. And she had on one of those stretch miniskirts, about 4
Amanda
inches,
Carter is a
and
34-year-old civil servant from Cheadle Hulme. She's been married for 6 years. 3 months ago, she found out that her dentist husband, John, had been having a long-term affair with his oral hygienist.
She couldn't get enough of it.
She's tried hard to come to terms with what was obviously a devastating blow initially, and she and John have worked hard to keep the trauma from affecting their 2 young children, Katie and Daniel.
Very shiny, lycra types, really.
But in the end, the whole thing has made her look at her life again, and she's decided that it's the right thing to do to end the marriage and try to make a fresh
I
start.
mean, she's like that Raquel in bloody Coronation Street.
So he's claiming that there's enough equity in your current house for you both to buy again.
She's got one of those horrible little red Japanese things. What are they called?
Is it a car?
Yes, that's it, a car.
And you say that you think your husband is doing very well in his job.
Yes, he's just got a promotion. Why?
I don't know why. I've never met him. I'm very busy. Do you know roughly? Excuse me. Hello? Yes, just a moment, Janice. I might have that on a disk file window format.
Apparently, solicitors are interrupted by a phone call on average once every 8 minutes.
How do you know they're interrupted?
Pardon?
Well, they might not be doing anything.
Well, no, I mean, I suppose the point is that,
Really, you know, it's just her legs. I'm convinced that's all it is.
Well, I mean, are they, does he, I mean, how do you...
Are you married?
I am, yes.
What, really?
Yes, I am.
Right, Janice, it's thee. Okay, fine. Do you know what his new salary will be?
Well, I know he's just got a 20% rise.
Really? And do you know what his old salary was?
100%.
Okay, so he's on about 120%. You see, these things will all become very relevant when it comes to the statement of arrangements. Now, another thing I'll need to know is whether either of you is likely to have access to any funds other than your respective salaries in the foreseeable future.
Well, I've no real idea what might be round the corner.
No, that's the unforeseeable future.
Oh, I see.
What about the bit before the corner?
Well,
Does your husband, for instance, stand to inherit anything from his parents?
well, he's already fat and bald.
Come in.
I thought you might like some coffee.
Oh, good.
It's always nice to be surprised.
Look, I brought you some coffee.
Right, well, thank you, Janice.
Thank you.
Oh,
Look, I didn't know you were here, Mr. Duck.
Mallard. Oh, well, never mind then.
Oh, never mind. Oh, before I forget, I must tell you that Mrs. Parker's downstairs before I forget.
Oh, what does she want?
She's querying the bill that Graham sent out yesterday.
Oh dear, what's wrong with it?
It's for £14 million.
Will you excuse me a moment?
Yes, of course.
Can you shut the door behind you? No, when we've both gone through it.
Oh, I see, yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Janice. Yeah.
Well.
She's filled it a bit full.
Yes. I've always loved the smell of fresh coffee. Well, of course, I like the taste of it, too. So, anyway.
He used to say it was my legs that first attracted him to me.
Well, I mean that's... Well,
I expect that's hard to believe now.
why were they very different then?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you all right? I mean, is there anything I can do?
No, I'm sorry. It's so silly, I know.
No, it's...
I'm perfectly all right, really. I just really need to hold someone.
Right, yes. What about your cup of...
Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, you know...
Are you all right? Is it hot?
Well, it's sort of, I suppose it's a
I'm
bit...
so sorry. Here, let
No,
me...
really, that's...
It'll come out if we get it before it dries. It's the least I can do.
No, honestly.
Can you just uncross your legs?
It occurred to me that it might be a sensitive gesture to leave Mrs. Carter to finish talking her situation through with Nicola privately, and I explained this briefly to Nicola when I passed her as I ran down the stairs. Meanwhile, back in Graham's office, another character in the multi-layered narrative of this day had arrived to tell his own story. Alan, whose name has been changed because his real name is Rufus and we didn't think it sounded very believable, is in his late 40s. This is his first appointment with Graham. He looks ill at ease and tired, and it's clear that he hasn't shaved for a long time because he's got a beard.
Basically what she's saying, right, is that the marriage is just a sort of pale shadow of the way it was.
Pale shadow. Well, I think a lot of marriages over the years change and become perhaps a bit less...
Yes, they do, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but she's also saying the way it was crap.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Right. Crap. So she's saying there's been an irretrievable breakdown.
No, she's saying she wants one.
Right. Yes. And do you know she's seen a solicitor?
No, he's a scaffolder, I think. Big bloke with an earring.
Right. With an earring. Okay. So, you reckon your house is worth about £8 million?
About 75,000.
Okay. Right. Not always easy to read my own writing. I sometimes get Val to come in and read it for me, but she tends to talk a bit quickly and I can't always tell what she's saying. Right, and you're earning £15,000 from your job as a lion tamer.
Lorry driver.
Right. And then you've...
Graham's job in a situation like this is half counsellor, half accountant, and half... Well, that's two halves. That's it then. Yes. His task now was to explain to Alan which legal avenues were open to him and which avenues were not avenues, were close to traffic. Cul-de-sacs.
And there are no children?
Well, we used to try at the beginning, like.
Really? And how long was that for?
Well, I don't know, really. I suppose usually for about half an hour, and then I used to find that...
OK, well, if we take things in stages, what will happen next?
Half an hour?
Well, something like that.
Sorry.
That's okay, it's okay. Now, what will happen next?
Are you married, then?
Me? Yes, I am, yes.
Honest?
Yes, I am.
Sorry.
That's okay, it's okay. Right. Well, what will happen next? Are you really?
Yes, I am.
God. Sorry.
That's okay.
Right. What will happen next is that she'll go to a solicitor and file a petition for divorce, and I can tell you now that it will almost certainly be on the grounds of unreasonable behaviour.
How do you mean, unreasonable behaviour?
Well, for instance, you say she claims that you shoot at her in the evenings.
My God.
Shout at her?
You see, in cases like this... Excuse me. Hello? Speaking? Yes, certainly. That was my wife again.
Oh dear.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes, but I thought we were going to talk, over lunch.
It's a nice pub too, you'd have liked it.
I was fortunate enough to have come on a day when Nicola had a court hearing to attend, and when I met her in the front office, she told me I was going to go with her. Once a month, the county court in Stockport has what's called a matrimonial day, given over entirely to cases arising from divorce proceedings. In Nicola's case, Sarah and Philip have been locked in a long and emotionally draining battle, with her client, Sarah, now contesting Philip's claims that she used to fill his wicket-keeping gloves with peanut butter. Since we weren't allowed to record in chambers or in court, I thought I'd have a word with some of the many couples waiting in the lobby for their hearings to come up.
Excuse me,
would you mind if I just ask you a few questions?
What sort of questions?
Well,
There's no need to come on at him just because you've got a microphone.
Pardon?
Don't be so pathetic.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to... Oh, I see you mean him.
Who are you calling pathetic?
No, I didn't.
No, I meant you.
Oh, I see. What? Excuse me, can I just...
Don't answer him, Linda. Look at his trousers.
Oh, my God, yes.
It just gets so exhausting in the end. It's so petty.
Yeah.
I mean, all the things you've built up together over the years, and then you get locked into this battle over every... Are you married?
Yes.
Well, really trivial things.
No, really, I am.
Silly things start to take on this sort of symbolic importance.
Yes.
I mean, we're fighting over possession of the fridge freezer.
Really?
I mean, it's just so trivial, isn't it?
Well, yes. Well, I mean, what sort of fridge freezer is it?
It's a Zanussi.
God, that is trivial, isn't it? Sorry, I didn't mean to...
No, I mean...
I mean, in a way, it's not too bad for us because we've worked hard at remaining good friends, and also we don't have any children, so...
That's not my bloody fault.
Shut up.
No, I must say that my solicitor's been marvellous.
Really?
Because as the man, of course, I've been painted as the villain of the piece by my wife.
And your solicitors, helped you retain some sense of your own integrity through all that?
Yes, absolutely. She's also sensationally good-looking.
Is she? It's a short but really very rapid walk from the county court in Stockport to the railway station. Nicola's hearing hadn't been an easy one. Philip had hyperventilated under questioning, and Sarah had called the judge a fat git.
So that's a pretty awkward... Sorry, do we actually have to walk this fast?
The thing is, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
But I mean, we're in plenty of time for the train, aren't we?
Oh, yes, just in a bit of a hurry.
Right, well, fair enough. So, anyway, you've obviously got a pretty awkward case there.
It is awkward, yes. It's this shoulder bag that's really slowing me down, though.
Is it really?
Actually, since you mention it, would you mind carrying it for me?
What, that one?
Yes, if you don't mind.
I mean, I could carry the other one if you wanted it. It looks a bit heavier, you know, a bit more sort of solid. Well, you know, a bit less, you know, a bit
Well, this
more...
one's got all my documents in it, you see, and I never let go of it when I'm out of the office.
Why?
Because I grip it very tightly.
Right.
Very tightly.
Oh, well, you know...
If the strap's too short for you, you can always lengthen it by making it longer.
No, I mean, that's fine. I mean,
Looks very good.
Does it really? Good, thank you.
Of course, yours is one of those jobs that involves daily contact with people who are in a bit of a mess or depressed in some way.
That's absolutely right, yes.
Yes.
And of course,
I mean-
on bad days, the clients can just tell.
Right, yes. I mean...
Any coffees, teas?
I'm afraid I haven't, no, sorry.
Sorry, love.
Actually, I'd love a coffee.
Large or regular?
How large is a large one?
I haven't got any large ones.
Well, I'll have a regular then. Yes. I mean, I spent some time with a doctor recently.
Ah, yes, I thought so.
Yeah, no, I mean for one of these programs.
Oh, I see, yes.
Yes, and he was saying
And
that,
that depressed him, did it?
No, what I mean is...
Black or white?
You got any milk?
Large or regular?
Right, look, I'll have a medium black coffee, please.
I've no bloody idea how black it's going to be, have I?
No, right, okay. Well, I'd quite like some of the coffee from that thing in one of those cups, all right? Yes. So, the reason I mentioned this doctor is that, well, I suppose it might have depressed him, actually, come to think of it. I mean...
It might have done, mightn't it?
Well, it might, yes. But the point I was trying to make is that...
That'll be £1.20, we don't do change.
I've got some change.
Oh, really? What have you got change for?
For putting in a parking meter, for instance.
Good, yes. Well, we'll call it £5 then.
Mind, it's hot.
Yes.
We've got these brown slab things on special offer. Do you want?
No, thank you. Yes. So, as I was just going to say, you know, doctors only ever see people who are ill.
Is that all you were going to say?
Well, no, it's just that, you know, a solicitor, like a doctor, is really,
I can never get those little plastic tops off either.
Coffee.
No, I suppose they have to fit snugly, really, otherwise, you know... No, but it's just I was wondering whether it's something of a professional hazard for you, you know, you're always having to give to people all the time, and perhaps never receiving.
Oh, I see, yes. That's interesting.
It is, isn't it?
I think, really, that... Oh, dear.
No, that's all right. I mean, when he said it was hot, it's not actually unbearable.
Shall I,
No, thanks. No, they're starting a match now. It's quite interesting, really.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. When we got back to the office, I left Nicola wondering where I'd gone and found Graham in the middle of the afternoon, talking to one of his clients.
I mean, what this is saying, basically, is that it probably isn't going to get any better now. Or at least not the short-term memory side of things.
Well, in the end, he kept me in overnight and did a whole lot more tests the next morning with computers and everything.
And it really confirms what Dr. Parker's been saying all along, doesn't it? This could be actually very good for us.
Well, in the end, he kept me in overnight and did a whole lot more tests the next morning with computers and everything.
One Sunday morning, 3 years ago, Robert Grisdale was coming out of his local newsagent's in Wilmslow when a stray dog ran out into the road as the 11:20 bus to Macclesfield, which was 2 minutes late that morning, came round the corner. The two events were trivial and unconnected, but Robert was so busy watching that he walked into a cast-iron lamppost and knocked himself unconscious. Over the next few months, amid growing concern from his doctor, he was to spend many nights in hospital, some nights in a field, and 2 nights in his next-door neighbour's wheelie bin. Since then, he's been fighting a protracted claim against his borough council for loss of earnings, as he's been unable to work, or at least to remember where he works.
I mean, the argument they've used up to now, that there's no proof that the effects you've been experiencing have any neurological basis, just doesn't really stand up anymore.
In the end, he kept me in overnight and did a whole lot more tests the next morning with computers and everything.
OK, so let's just try and finalise some facts about how all this has affected your wife and family.
Oh, hello, sorry I'm a bit late.
Right. So, you were telling me last time that your wife's been having some problems with sheep.
Christ, I've forgotten we had sheep. You see, that's another thing.
Well, I think that's what you said. I'm having a bit of difficulty.
I'd forgotten we had sheep. You see, that's another thing.
Well, perhaps it's not sheep then. I mean, I don't know whether you can read what I've written here. Yes, I mean, obviously, I knew what I meant at the time.
Christ, I've forgotten I had a wife. You see, that's another thing.
That's sleep, isn't it?
Oh,
sleep.
Yes, could be. Yes, that's probably right.
In the end, he kept me in overnight and did these tests.
It's sleep, actually. It's sleep your wife's been having problems with.
No, sheep. We got sheep, and that's another thing I'd completely forgotten about.
No, I don't think you have got any sheep, Robert.
Why, what's happened to them? Have they got out?
Perhaps it is sheep, then. Perhaps he has got sheep.
No, I don't think so. I think they've only got a very small horse.
I've forgotten we had a horse. You see, that's another thing.
That's house.
Oh, house. Probably, yes.
I mean, has this horse been causing trouble with the wife?
No, Robert.
And that's another thing. I'd forgotten I had a wife.
No, there's no horse, Robert.
Well, what's happened to it? I bet it's got out with those bloody sheep.
Which is the urgent pile? The one that has to go out first.
Oh, I see.
By 5:30, it had been a long and busy day. Well, it had been busy all day. It had sort of become long, gradually. As Janice and Val prepared the day's post for, posting, and Graham and Nicola at last found a few moments to chat to each other.
All you can say.
Well, I mean, the thing is...
I don't exactly need this today, you know. It's not
I was able to reflect on the irony that although solicitors form a cornerstone of the complex foundations, the buttress of the big wall that is the legal pyramid system, which exists ultimately to reach judgments, what we require from them is that they should not judge, that they should listen and make notes.
That this is what you've come to as well.
You sound exactly like your father.
It's doubtless true that in a perfect world, one in which everyone had a right to expect permanently dry trousers, for instance, there wouldn't be any need for solicitors.
Surprisingly articulate for you.
Bastard, you boring bastard!
Perhaps what we ask of them is nothing less than that they should bridge the gap between our lives as we would like them to be and our lives as they are. And this, even though a solicitor is, in the end, of course, just a person like someone who one of the group of people like us.
Roy Mallard would like to give a special thank you to Chris Langham and also to Duncan Preston, Rebecca Front, Kim Wall, Kay Stonham, Melanie Hudson, Stephen Critchlow, Robert Harley and Jane Whittenshaw. The programme was written by John Morton and produced by Paul Schlesinger.